So what you should have added in here is everything up until this italicized text down here. So you'll notice I have the email reference in here that will link to an email. And if I run this in Chrome, I can see the bolded text, the image, as well as the italicized text and the email link. So that's what you currently should have. And what we're going to add in next is we're going to add in this horizontal menu bar here. And this is actually pretty simple to do. What I like to do is put this within paragraph tags to make it easier to see. So you'll notice I have an opening and closing paragraph tag. And then inside of here, I'll have all of my links. And because I don't have any other paragraph tags in here, these are all going to link in one chunk. So here I have the link for the entryway, and you'll notice these need to be all HTML. So I'm going to add those in really quick. So I have h reference equals entryway.html. And then it's going to have the word entry in between there. And then I'm just going to add in that vertical line. Remember, you press shift and then the button above enter. So I'm going to have entry followed by that vertical line. And then my next one is going to be for the living space. And this text is going to say living instead. Then I'm going to have a link for not the entry, the dining area, followed by dining. And then the next chunk, and I don't need the vertical line afterwards, is going to link to the back. So if you save this and you now run it in Chrome, what you should see is that horizontal bar. Now if I click on living, it should link to the living area. Dining should link to the dining area, and backyard should link to the backyard area. The entry won't work quite yet because we haven't made that page yet. That's one that we're going to make together. But you should at least see those text links working down below, linking to the other pages. Remember, it needs to be HTML because that's what our file names are, not HTM. So now we're going to move on and we're going to add in the second data cell, which is just an image. Now, this is going to be a little bit trickier because this image is actually going to be second as an image map. So we're going to need to use a new attribute this time to turn it into an image map. And there are two attributes in the image tag that we can use to link it to an image map. The useMap attribute is used for a client-side image map. Now, how I remember this is if I'm saying use map, I'm saying use the map that's contained in this HTML document. And I'm implying that there's going to be code. So I'm using this image as a map, then you'll find the map code down below. Now, isMap is for a server-side image map, and we aren't creating server-side image maps, so we will not use isMap. And I think of isMap as this is a map already, the server already created it. So again, we're going to use the useMap attribute, but if you ever do create a server-side image map, you would use the isMap. So we're going to put that useMap attribute inside the image, and it's going to match to the map definition that we create later on. So we need to be very, very purposeful with what we create. So here inside of these tags for this second cell, I'm going to put inside of a paragraph tag my image, which has a source that is a floor plan.gif, a width that equals 367 pixels, a height that equals 436 pixels, a border that has 0 pixels, so a border doesn't appear, an H space to give it some space around it horizontally of 20 pixels, and then, so I'm going to finish that quick, you'll notice that I have use map, and this is indicating that this image is going to be used as an image map, and I'll find the mapping code somewhere else in the HTML document. Now I'm writing useMap equals, and then I contain a hashtag. What that hashtag indicates is that we need to go looking within this page for a map called tour. So I'm choosing my map name to be tour. Now this piece right here indicates that we have a client-side image map. And so we're going to look for a map tag with the name of tour. And you do need that hashtag in there because that kind of tells the browser to go looking for that map. So we've now got all these key components in here. We've got the image, we've got the text on the side, we've got this working map text links here that correspond with the map. So we can now move on to actually coding our image map. Now, a couple of reminders. We use the map tag, the area tag, the name attribute in the map tag, and then the shape, chords, href, and alternate text attributes inside of the area tag. And we've now actually already talked through the coordinates that we would need here. So we can create this map immediately below the table. So you're going to notice I'm going to have my map tags open, my map tags closed, and you'll notice here I'm naming it tour. So I'm going to name this tour. And if you look here, this matches what the use map attribute says. So it says use map hashtag tour. And what that's going to do is look for the map tag that has a name of tour. So you can see that relationship right here. They need to have the same name, and then the name needs to be found in the image as well, or your image map will not work. Now, we already know that we have 4 main area places that we're going to be referencing, so I can put those in right away. And then you'll notice here that they all have a shape of rectangle, so I can include that. And then we already found these coordinates. You saw them on a previous slide where we found the coordinates, the upper left-hand and lower right-hand coordinates. So I'm just going to add those into my code. So I have upper left-hand X and Y, and then lower right-hand X and Y. And then it's linking to entry.html. And then I go into the second area tag, and I have shape is equal to, again, it's a rectangle. I have coordinates of 95, 37 in my upper left-hand corner, and then I have 180, 197 in my lower right-hand corner, and that's linking to living space.html. So this is something I already would have planned out and had mapped out, so I could have easily typed it in. Then the next one, I have shape equals, we have a rectangle, coordinates equal 5, 37 for the upper left hand, 85, 197 for the lower right hand, and href is equal to dining.html. And then the last one here has a shape, again, equal to rectangle, coordinates equal to 0, 0 for the upper left hand, 365, 30 for the lower right hand, a hyperlink reference of backyard.html. So we can then go and we can test these out and we can see if these actually do in fact work. So if we run them, you won't see anything colored on here, but if I notice when I hover over those areas that are image maps, you see that my finger appears because I can click. So if I click on backyard, it does go to the backyard. If I click on living room, it goes to the living room. If I click on dining room, it goes to the dining room, and then entryway will not work just yet because we have to create that page in one of our future videos. So you can see our image map is working, and it's linking to those pages that we have already put into our website. So it is working, and then you can see that we have these nice text links along the side just in case. So this map, we're just using a rectangle, but keep in mind something that all area sections have are a shape, coordinates, and an href, regardless of the shape that you pick. And the last thing we're really going to change about this particular website before we move on to the next website is we're going to just change our links on this particular page. So we're going to change in our body tag. If you go up to the very, very top, we have link equals, we have navy. And A link is equal to navy, and V link is equal to navy. And what this does is it makes all of the links appear the same regardless of whether or not they've been clicked on. So now if I run this again in Chrome, you'll notice that they all should be changing to navy. Well, we'll go back and look at that in just a second, but you should change those in there. That's where it is. There's no equal sign there. So now those should change. Link, A link, and V link all should be navy. So check those out. Make sure that you have those working, and then you can move on to the next video.